From the icy waters of the Delaware to the volcanic sands of Iwo Jima, American military history stands as a testament to valor, strategy, and an unyielding spirit. In this journey through time, we count down the top 10 most powerful US military attacks, each a defining moment in a legacy built on courage, innovation, and sacrifice. Today, we explore not only the tactics of warfare, but also the human stories behind each battle, underscoring America's relentless quest for security and freedom. At number 10, we begin with the Battle of Trenton. In the bitter grip of winter in 1776, George Washington's forces executed a daring surprise attack after crossing the icy Delaware River. The night was dark, the waters treacherous, and yet a few brave souls sparked a flame of hope for a fledgling nation. Washington's tactical genius turned despair into determination, rallying soldiers who had lost faith in the struggle for independence. In the freezing darkness, a single bold move altered the fate of an entire revolution. A flash of steel, a rallying cry. Trenton gave birth to an enduring spirit that would echo through every subsequent battle in American history. Moving to number 9, we confront the brutal reality of the Battle of Antietam. On that fateful day in 1862, the bloodiest single day in American military history unfolded. In fields stained crimson, 23,000 lives were irrevocably altered. The battle, steeped in carnage and sacrifice, forced President Lincoln to issue the Emancipation Proclamation, a decision that reshaped the nation's future. Here, strategy met tragedy, and amidst overwhelming loss, a powerful message of change was born. A day of sorrow that fueled the hope for freedom. Every heartbeat in the relentless tide of conflict now carried the memory of sacrifice and the promise of transformation. At number 8, the spotlight shifts to the Battle of San Juan Hill during the Spanish-American War. In 1898, Theodore Roosevelt and his Rough Riders charged up a steep hill under torrential fire. The terrain was unforgiving, the enemy entrenched, yet this iconic assault demonstrated a pioneering form of mobile warfare. In that climactic moment, American grit overcame adversity as a small band of soldiers transformed the tide of battle. Their charge was more than just a military victory. It symbolized the nation's emerging commitment to expansion and a new era of global influence. Intensity in every step, bravery in every charge. A single hill became the bedrock of American imperial ambition. Number 7 brings us to the Battle of Gettysburg. July 1863 witnessed one of the most pivotal clashes in the American Civil War. Over 170,000 soldiers clashed in a titanic struggle where desperate maneuvers and heroic acts redefined the future of a nation divided. This battle was more than a confrontation of armies. It was a collision of ideologies, a test of endurance, and the turning point in the struggle between unity and fragmentation. Here, while the cost was immeasurable, the sacrifice on the fields of Gettysburg paved the way for a future where justice and union could prevail. The echoes of cannon fire and whispered prayers mingled in the air, carrying the promise of a reunited nation. At number 6, we set sail to the vast expanse of the Pacific with the Battle of Midway in June 1942. In this naval duel, cryptic codes and brave decision-making became the weapons that halted the expansion of a hostile force. US forces, armed with innovative intelligence, ambushed a formidable enemy fleet, turning the tide of the Pacific War in one swift, decisive moment. Midway was not only a demonstration of modern warfare, but also a lesson in the power of knowledge and preparation. The clash at sea became a symbol of how insight, rather than sheer force, could safeguard a nation. In the silent hum of radio wires and the roar of cascading waves, America secured its foothold against overwhelming odds. Every story is punctuated by moments of human resilience. At number 5 stands the Battle of Iwo Jima in early 1945. Amid the volcanic sands and rugged terrain of a tiny island, American Marines waged a grueling battle against entrenched adversaries. Their struggle was a relentless push against nature and enemy alike. The fierce combat, marked by harrowing sacrifice, yielded a strategic base from which air operations could launch against a wider enemy network. Iwo Jima is etched in history not merely for its tactical achievements, but for the indomitable spirit it showcased, the spirit of a people who face insurmountable challenges to secure freedom. Torchlit determination clashed with an unyielding enemy, and in that crucible, courage was immortalized. At number 4, we recall the Battle of Incheon in September 1950. In a masterclass of amphibious warfare, General Douglas MacArthur orchestrated a surprise sea invasion that would change the course of the Korean War. With 75,000 troops landing against a tide of uncertainty, Incheon became a battlefield of ingenuity and daring resolve. The bold move recaptured Seoul and defied the threat of a communist takeover. Incheon was a turning point, a moment that proved that with audacity and meticulous planning, even the most daunting obstacles can be overcome. A single, well-planned move reset the stage for a nation at war, reminding us that bold strategies often carve the path to victory. The countdown nears its climax. At number 3, the narrative shifts to Operation Desert Storm in 1991. The sands of the Middle East bore witness to a revolutionary approach in modern warfare. A month-long aerial bombing campaign paired with a swift and decisive ground assault liberated Kuwait from Iraqi forces. In this modern spectacle, the combination of advanced technology, precision strikes, and disciplined tactics showcased America's capability to wage war with unmatched efficiency and power. Desert Storm heralded a new era where digital intelligence and real-time strategy reigned supreme. A dazzling demonstration of modern might, it redefined what victory looked like on the global stage. At number 2, the Battle of Chosin Reservoir stands as a testament to human endurance and tactical brilliance. In the bitter chill of the Korean winter, US Marines found themselves surrounded by overwhelming forces in a harsh, frozen landscape. Despite the staggering odds and extreme conditions, these Marines executed a grueling breakout, leaving behind an indelible mark of courage and resolve. Amid swirling snow and bitter cold, their resilience shone through, a display of audacity and survival that would become legend. Every step forward was a defiant act, every heartbeat a reminder of the cost of freedom. In the face of nature's fury and enemy might, the battle transcended the realm of war and became a story of human spirit that would inspire countless generations. At the pinnacle, number 1, we arrive at the Musa-Gon offensive. In the closing chapter of World War I, this massive campaign was a joint effort between US and French forces that shattered the Hindenburg Line and forced an end to a global conflict. The offensive was a brutal, unrelenting push against fortified defenses, costing over 300,000 US lives. Yet in its tragic intensity, it reshaped the course of history and redefined what national sacrifice means. Here, on the battlefields of France, the combined might and resolve of Allied forces illuminated the power of unity. The offensive proved that even in the midst of vast devastation, the quest for a lasting peace and the price of achieving it could forge a legacy of triumph. It stands as a somber reminder of the valor required to secure that victory. Reflecting on this countdown, one truth resonates. Each of these military engagements is a chapter in the epic narrative of American resilience and strategic ingenuity. They remind us that every battle, whether fought in the early dawn of a revolution or against the backdrop of modern warfare, is woven into the fabric of a nation built on the ideals of freedom, sacrifice, and unwavering determination. As we journey from the daring surprise at Trenton to the monumental Musa-Gon offensive, we witness the evolution of tactics, technological innovation, and the relentless pursuit of victory. These pivotal moments are more than just historical milestones. They are a legacy of strength, a chronicle of how precision, passion, and perseverance have defined American military might through the ages. The stories told today are not merely accounts of battles won or lost. They are vivid portraits of leaders who dared to challenge the impossible, of soldiers who braved the extremes of nature and enemies alike, and of a nation that has repeatedly stood resilient in the face of overwhelming odds. With every countdown, the embers of history glow brighter, illuminating the sacrifices and strategic brilliance that built and safeguarded the land of the free. Let these tales inspire us to appreciate the complexity of history and the enduring power of strategic thought. Each battle represents not only a fight for territory, but also a profound commitment to the values that define a nation. It is a powerful reminder that behind every victory lies a chorus of voices, memories, and lessons that continue to shape our world today. Join us as we count down the top 10 most powerful US military attacks in history, exploring the tactics, key figures, and battlefield contexts that have forged America's defense legacy.